Hello everyone, welcome back to Mason Zero MTG. In this series, we take a look at some of the undersupported and underappreciated tribes of Magic the Gathering, but sometimes you just can't make a tribal deck no matter how hard you try. Some creatures just don't have enough synergy or a consistent color identity, or there may just not be enough of them. In this episode of Trivial Tribal, we're going to go through 10 of the creature types in Magic that are just a little too trivial. This is not an exhaustive list, and there isn't supposed to be any particular order. Now, it should be noted that some of these could possibly work if you tried to force it. There are plenty of shapeshifters, clones, and cards that let you choose creature types, but most of these wouldn't be even worth trying despite all of that, and these inclusions could make the deck suffer where another tribal deck would not. But hey, you do you. Our first tribe is Camel. There are only 7 camels in Magic, 8 if you count the host creature from Unstable. Obviously, the first issue is that there just aren't enough camels. 8 is not enough to support a tribe. Secondly, while they are mostly in white, there is 1 in black and 1 in green. Will that really be worth the splash? Most of all, camels don't do much. They're all at the common rarity, so there is very little room for power. 2 of the camels have synergy with deserts, and 1 can gain protection from damage caused by deserts, but otherwise there is just a random assortment of themes, counters, tokens, and life gain among them. Our second impractical tribe is Gorgon. There are 13 Gorgons in Magic, including a legendary creature in Damia Sage of Stone, whose colors can support all of the other Gorgon creatures. Unfortunately, 13 is still not very many, and there just isn't enough synergy. There are some very cool cards that can cause a lot of destruction, such as Hythonia's one-sided board wipe, or simple single-target removal of Visara. There just isn't enough payoff to running Gorgons as a tribe, and only one of them even costs below 5 mana. It would be such a slow deck before anything tribal started happening, assuming you even draw a Gorgon. Next we have Elk. With 13 Elk creatures in Magic, there obviously are not enough to make a viable deck. But they are a pretty funny creature type, so I'm going to talk about them. It's one of those types that you don't really think about, but some cards are incidentally that creature type. There are a few vanilla Elk, but also some really good ones. Burnished Heart is heavily played in Commander. Other Elk, such as Dawn Treader Elk and Golden Hind, are also reasonable mana accelerants. Sadly, there is one random blue Elk among all the green and white ones, meaning that you have to play Bant Elk if you even want to play all 13. Next up, we have Fish. With 30 Commander legal fish in Magic, you would think there could be a decent deck there. Sadly, a lot of them just suck and have no synergy. Many of them possess the common Sea Serpent ability, in which your opponent must control an island in order for it to attack, meaning you need to play cards like Spreading Seas. Some fish, like Fleet Swallower, are awesome mill cards, but no other fish are. With some Simic cards from Return to Ravnica, there are some +1/+1 counter synergies that work well with Deep Ghost Gate, but that's where the synergy ends. That being said, fish are almost entirely in blue with a bit of green, so building a janky deck for fun wouldn't be too hard. Number 5 is Chimera. Chimeras are a weird creature type because they cross into 4 colors despite only having 14 creatures in Magic. Funny enough, there actually is some tribal synergy. There is a cycle of 4 Chimeras from Visions that allow you to sacrifice them to put a +2/+2 counter on another Chimera and have it gain a keyword ability. On top of that, Majestic Myriarch is a Chimera that cares about keywords. Pretty much every other Chimera is from the Theros block, and there are some interesting ones, but really no synergies beyond the ones just mentioned. Our next tribe is Weird. There is a weird legendary creature in the form of Melek Izzet Paragon, but he cares about instants and sorceries. Most of the other weirds only care about spells as well, making them a bad choice for a tribe. That, and there are only 7 of them. There really isn't much to say here, unless you want to make a spells deck with a subtle tribal theme. No matter what you do, it'll be weird. Next up, Archon. With all 10 Archons in Magic costing between 5 and 9 mana, it should be obvious why this tribe isn't viable. Beyond the cost and the low number, there are also 4 colors in this creature type. While mostly white, there is 1 Archon each that has green, blue, and black mana. On the bright side, almost every Archon is incredibly powerful. However, most of these cards are great in other decks with themes such as enchantments and prison strategies. The 8th tribe is Satyr. There are 18 Satyrs in Magic. but no commander. That being said, there is a flavorful choice in Xenagos. While he doesn't have the creature type, he is a Satyr in the lore. Xenagos the Planeswalker actually does make Satyr tokens, so he should be included in any Satyr deck. 17 of the 18 creatures are in red or green, but they don't have a consistent theme. With enchantments, ramp, burn, counters, and straight up stompy throughout this creature type, good luck trying to make a synergistic deck. At number 9 is Juggernaut. A Juggernaut deck may actually be possible, but it's a stretch. Everyone is a colorless artifact creature, which means they can be slotted into an existing artifact deck. Most of them have some sort of combat ability, usually a downside that makes it so that the creature has to attack each turn, or can't block, or doesn't untap normally. Whatever deck you tried to make with this creature type would be slow and janky, but anything is possible. It does have the advantage of being colorless, so you can build a fun artifact or Eldrazi deck with some unexpected tribal synergy. Lastly, we have Homunculus, everyone's favorite creature type. With only 12 of them ever printed, you won't be making a tribal deck anytime soon. At the very least, 11 of them are blue, with one being white and one also containing green. Unfortunately, like many of these creature types, these one-eyed little guys just have no synergy. Mill, spells, tokens, and multiple creatures that don't really do anything. But on the bright side, you can flavorfully play Totally Lost. Say hello to Fibblethip. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you managed to make a viable commander deck with one of these tribes, definitely link me to the deck list because I would love to see it. Also, let me know in the comments what other tribes just won't work, as well as what actual tribes you want to see in Trivial Tribal. Until then, I hope you're all doing great, and I'll see you in the next video.